hey, it's Sean Shapiro, here we go. Knows the road rules better than most folks know. Ask your questions, bring the heat or keep it chill. He's got the answers and a license to spill. Ask a traffic cop, Sean's your guy. Breaking it down, no lie, no tie. Knows the stuff and things to keep you clear. Ask away, he's the voice you wanna hear. Former badge, now a podcast star. Navigating traffic laws near and far. Stop sign confusions or a signal light feud. Sean's the one to give you the right attitude. Yeah! Ask a traffic cop, Sean's your guy. Breaking it down, no lie, no tie. Knows the stuff and things to keep you clear. Ask away, he's the voice you wanna hear. From this man. Ask a traffic cop, Sean's your guy. Breaking it down, no lie, no tie.
Okay. Let's see here. We are minimized. We are apparently live. Yeah, live is working, but live is not working everywhere. And audio? Hey, audio is working too. Let me just turn down the volume. It's going to get weird because I got the camera over here, but I'm looking over there. And yeah, that's what's happening. Hope you're doing well, everybody. It's been a while. Let me just fix this one little thing. What's shaking on your Wednesday morning? We're here on location, but I got a green screen that's portable, so you don't know where I am, and that's probably a good thing. I could be in a neighborhood near you. Hope you're doing well, though, and I'm going to be moving and grooving for the summer. A lot of on the move stuff. So if you've got questions, I'm answering regardless of where I be. I hope you had a great Canada Day. That's a cool go. I hope. Mind you, a number of folks mentioned how horrible the mosquitoes were wherever they was, and I hope you didn't get eaten, by mosquitoes wherever you were. I hope you had a good holiday. Nicholas Rizzi jumps in with a happy Canada Day. How many DUI charges were laid last night by the OPP? I have no idea. Do you know? I have not looked at the news. I did, however, meet up with my buddy John, who also recently retired from the Toronto Police Service. It was great to see him. We had a bite to eat. And that was my on-the-road reason for being a little behind schedule. But you can't pass up an opportunity to see good friends. Now, we met up, and I then ran into some technical difficulties setting up. I was actually here on time to start, except getting the green screen to work in the lighting conditions that I'm in was challenging. But oddly enough, I'm using a ring light, and it's not a ring light that you'd expect. It was like the ring light from a magnification lamp. It's just shining my way. Otherwise, my whole shirt was fading off into the distance. Paul says, hello all. Hello, Paul. How are you? Let's see what's going on here in the magic of what do we got here? Another window. Oh, yeah, we're on the TikToks. If you're watching on the TikToks, feel free to ask a question. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a former police officer. I talk about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff, and I've got answers to questions about stuff and things. But we're in the summer months, and I wonder if people are off school, what the story is with that. And if maybe 10 o'clock's not the right time to go live during the summer. That is all up for changes. We can do whatever we need to do. I see Jojo jumped in, and I don't know what the icon that is, but whatever that icon means, I see you. Let's see, Richie Mars, sorry. Let's see here. We've got Instagram does not appear to be working again, which is not okay. Weird. Let me copy that over. Maybe see I can update the streaming key. One second. It says streaming. all paste. Here we go. Let's see if that update changed a thing. Trying to be on all platforms all the time. We'll give it a second to propagate. If it doesn't work, we will turn it on to another platform and give up on Instagram for another day. They've had some weird issues, and I don't know why. But you know what? Doesn't matter what they do. We are here going live, answering traffic and police questions regardless. Hey, I started going out to actual locations. I grabbed my drone, started getting some aerial shots of intersections, not flying over cars, but I have a great zoom lens on my new drone. I recently got a DJI Air 3S, and that's a big upgrade from where I was flying the Mini 4 Pro, because now I have two cameras on the drone. Very cool. Okay, I'm giving up on the Instagram, folks. Let's turn off Instagram and let's turn on, if it lets me, Twitch. We'll see if it works. Cool. We may or may not be live with Twitch right now. I'll have to rely on someone telling me. Richie Mars says, "Hi, Sean. How you doing?" And then the question coming in. Oh, actually, I have a better window. Here we go. Question from the person taking a nap. What does that emoji mean? If you purchase a vehicle and put insurance on it, can you legally drive it home with your plate before you register? This is a good question, and there's a lot of confusion about it because you'll get different answers from different people. There is a section that deals with it in the Highway Traffic Act. The exact wording I can't tell you right now because I'm not looking at it. But if you have a plate that is associated to you, but not associated to another registered vehicle, in other words, you sold the vehicle, you took the vehicle off the plates, and that plate is now in unattached status, not attached, not associated with any particular motor vehicle, then yes, you have up to 6 days that you can use that plate. But your mileage may vary. How are you going to establish when you purchase the car? How are you going to establish the safety status of the vehicle? The vehicle has to be safe. It can't be an unfit vehicle. So if you bought the vehicle from someone and the plates came off, and then you haven't registered it to your name, and your plates were already unattached, then you're good to go. My father recently sold his second car through clutch.ca. I had a really good time. They're not paying me to say it. I just really happened to have a good experience with them. Made selling his vehicle really easy, and they gave us reasonable money for the vehicle. I think it was a good deal for everybody involved. I didn't have to go on Marketplace and deal with everyone kicking tires and whatnot. So I really appreciate how simple it was. And they e-transferred money instantly. Again, not a paid advertisement, but I wouldn't be against them sponsoring the show. Just saying. That said, they they made it really easy. And what was the point of this? Those plates are now unattached. They've changed the ownership of the vehicle. Those plates could be used on a vehicle that I bought from somebody else. As long as the insurance was put on, it has to be insured to be on the road. Hope that answers your questions. And if you got more questions, feel free to ask. My name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a former police officer who talks about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff. And I am here to answer your questions. There are no bad questions. So if you got them, ask them. That's how it works. I kind of feel like I should put the camera on the other side, but there's stuff on the desk here. Next time I go live from the same place, I'll have a better idea of where to go. All right. As I stare at my computer, maybe I can just flip hang on a second. I'll make it look less weird. Can I do that? Well, let me do this. Mirror. Hey, it's fake, but I think it looks. It is fake because I am looking the other way. Here we go. Okay, but I think for the purposes of the movie magic, it looks better when I'm staring into the screen. Makes no difference, does it? Okay. You're very welcome, Maxella. Thank you. Haji followed the host. Thank you. Cold Laker, how you doing? Hello, second favorite cop, Sean Shapiro. Have an awesome day. Thank you. Lance Romance. What is this? Oh, I don't know. He's talking about somebody, but I don't know who he's talking about, but he's upset about the results of some court case. So hey, if you're watching on TikTok, please do me a favor and tap the screen until your fingers go numb. Yes. Let's see here. We got Hayden, who said, hi, Sean. I'm a little confused on the tint laws. I saw pre-2017 you can have tint above the AS1 line. Yes, you can have tint, no more than what's lawful in terms of maximums, but you can have a tint strip across the top 3 inches from the top of the screen. It's at 73 centimeters, or to the AS1 line, whatever happens first. You can have tint if it's manufactured. If the vehicle was manufactured before 2017, anything 2017 or newer is going to be prohibited to have any tint on your front windshield at all. And frankly, what do you need a tint strip for? That brow went out in the 80s. Nobody wants that. Okay, maybe some people want it, but you shouldn't have it. You don't need it. Sunglasses. In terms of the other tint laws, if you're not familiar with them, 30% light blockage is the maximum that you can have on your windows left and right of the driver. So if you have anything blocking more than 30% light, and that's not what the tint film is rated at, it's what the combination of whatever was already on the window prior to tinting it in combination with whatever film you add to it. If it does not allow 70% of light to pass through it, it is not lawful for certification. It is not lawful for the road. It's an unsafe motor vehicle. And on top of being an unsafe motor vehicle that can result in police taking your license plates, you can also have your a ticket issued for obscuring the driver's view. You can also have a ticket for obscuring the interior of your motor vehicle. The combination would be very expensive. The one for obscuring driver's view is $110. The one for obscuring the interior is $110. And losing your plates is going to be a whole hassle because you need to be first to be charged for unsafe motor vehicle, but you also have to go and apply for new license plates and get towed wherever you're going. So that's not good. And Melody also suggests getting a temporary plate if it's unfit status. I think that's the context in which the comment was made. Correct me if I'm wrong, Melody. If you have an unfit status or if you are, have the opportunity to register, get a temporary plate. That's the way to go. That was for the buying a new vehicle. Okay. AJ the Awesome, long time no see, was down near Gravenhurst and we saw a high-profile arrest right in front of us, dark green uniforms. Really? Who uses dark green? Maybe a tactical unit? They could be a tactical unit. I don't know what service it was, and they have different. It's kind of like the home team and away team. They might have a tactical green if they're in some environments that are wooded areas, whereas most urban tactical teams are going to be wearing gray uniforms. But interesting. Gab says, "Hey, I live in Muskoka." Gabe, I live in Muskoka, and there was an arrest at fireworks in Bracebridge. An arrest for fireworks? Were they shooting at people? Because that would be assault. That could be an interesting arrest. Wyatt shared the live. Thank you very much, Wyatt. Hey, if you're watching and you don't know who I am, my name is Sean Shapiro. I'm a former police officer, and I talk about traffic safety, traffic law, and police stuff. And if you would be so kind as to like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever it is based on the platform you're watching. And we are currently watching on a number of, or broadcasting on a number of them. We're currently on Twitch, TikTok. We're on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. We tried to be on Instagram. It did not work. Okay. Paul says, call me before the Canadian Tire Motorsports. Yes, I got to come out and see it. This is the summer to come see Paul. Okay. Nicholas Rizzi asks a question. He says, what does he say? What does he say? Come on, putting it on the screen. When OPP get a 911 call about either a drunk driver or stunt driver, do they find the driver and charge them regardless if they are still driving or not? Or does the police need to see them sort of reckless driving to get to get evidence to pull them over and late set charges? They can investigate them based on the report, but laying charges for stunt driving without having evidence of stunt driving is difficult. If it's impaired driving, well, then they can certainly investigate based on the reports of impaired driving or the possibility. It's mandatory alcohol screening in Canada, so you don't need to have evidence of alcohol consumption to make a demand for a roadside screening device. So there you go. And he's patting himself on the back with not a bad question, huh? All right, let's go back to the other ones. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Okay. But it's Karcharuki, maybe? If I have a box that's locked in the back of my car, are they allowed to legally search the locked box? This is a very good question. So why are they searching your car? It depends on what they have the authority to search. So if you have a lockbox in your vehicle and they have a search warrant to search your vehicle, well, then potentially it may include the contents of any container. That's possible. They might need to ask for greater authority once finding that. That depends on how the warrant was written. However, if I'm searching the vehicle for the purposes of inventory, because you've been arrested for some reason, and we're going to impound your vehicle or have it towed because there's nobody around. We're going to tow it for to ensure that it's safe, because we're going to protect your assets as well. Police are going to inventory it, and they're not going to go into a lock. They're not going to break open a locked container. They're going to list it as inventory as a locked container with unknown contents. But when you claim that your vehicle was, not containing if you claim that the contents are missing, that's a problem now, right? But no, they're not going to open the internal locked cabinet. And equally, if we have, you're talking about locked in the back, but let's say we were arresting you and you were inside the vehicle at the time, or if we were talking to you about one thing, we saw a locked case, it wouldn't be authority to search that necessarily. Unless there was some, I think they'd have to get additional warrant for anything that's locked. But if there's a copper watching and you think there's an alternate answer for this, I'd love to hear it from you. I answer with what I got. So question from Emoji: why are police allowed to use legal tint? Should we not be able to see them? Why do you need to see the police? Okay, can anyone use illegal tint? No, there's no lawful reason. However, in undercover vehicles, police are allowed to use whatever they want to use because they're allowed to break the law. Minor laws can be broken. And I don't agree with anyone using illegal tint. I don't think there's any issue. However, I don't think it's because you're going to see them or not. If you're not paying attention, the minimal amount of tint from legal to not legal isn't going to change much. But I don't agree with anybody using illegal tint. There is no exemption for police for illegal tints. AJ the Awesome says it was pretty cool to watch TAC units. It looked pretty cool. I don't remember who it was, but a friend of mine told me a story once that they called to report an impaired driver, I think, and somehow they got off the highway at the same place as the impaired driver, but the impaired driver was behind them. I think it was impaired. Maybe it was something else. In any case, they had officers like jump on the hood of their car, guns drawn. Like it was a pretty wild story. I don't know how accurate it is, but I wonder if it's my brother. If it's my brother, I'm going to ask him because I may know who it is. Mary Lynn, what's going on? They say hello. They're coming in from the Tube of You. Hi, Mary Lynn. Mary Lynn also watches on the TikTok. No, on Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, now X. Always good to see it. Okay, we got Waga, who says, is it true you can get ticketed for hanging one of those little pine trees from your rearview mirror? You can get charged for obscuring driver's view. It's possible that, I mean, one pine tree, probably not. I've seen people with 30 pine trees or whatever shaped air fresheners. Also, it's a clue. If you have that many air fresheners, it's not just that your car has an odor. It's probably that you got a lot of weed in your car, or you're a frequent, visitor to the pot shop, or you're trying to mask something. Lots of hanging air fresheners tends to be a hint. Just saying. But yeah, you can be charged. A CD in your anything big, fuzzy dice, whatever it is. Gabe says, yeah, it was a tactical unit, and the military was there. Military as well. Interesting. Maybe it was a tactical unit responding to a member of the military. Interesting. I don't know what it was, but that sounds cool and horrifying. What else we got here? And Gabe was talking about the fireworks guy. Apparently had a couple too many drinks and was trying to fight kids and was threatening them. That would be a good reason. So that's not a fireworks arrest so much as it's an anyway, it's an arrest. That was appropriate for a drunken person. Hope he had the day he deserved. And more information. Apparently he had a pew-pew. Very good. That's not very good. And people worry about legal gun owners. I guarantee you that guy was not a legal gun owner. Okay. Doug B wants to know if helmets are mandatory on e-bikes. And yes, they are mandatory on e-bikes and e-kick scooters. And there's a whole bunch of other things that they require. So aside from helmets being a requirement, you have to be 16 years old. You have to have an e-bike that is not capable of exceeding 32 kilometers an hour. That doesn't mean has a flip of a switch that makes it limited to 32 kilometers an hour. It means it cannot go faster, and that it has a motor no more powerful than 500 watts, can't weigh more than 120 kilos, and the list goes on. It has to be in good working order. Kick scooters, a little different, 24 kilometers max speed, can't have a seat, can't carry cargo. Yeah. Did you know it's illegal to ride a bicycle with more than one person if that bicycle was not designed to carry more than one person? Now you do. What do we have here? Nicholas Rizzi wants to know, how does a police officer get a warrant? Do judges just hand them out, or does a cop need a very valid reason and some sort of evidence to be granted a warrant? So basically, they make an application to a justice of the peace who reads that application, and they have to basically explain what they hope to achieve by way of this warrant. Why? What are the charges that are potential? What information do they have? What are they relying on? And what do they hope to attain or obtain by that search warrant? And not all search warrants are authorized. So yeah, the cops have to do a dance, and it has to be given out. And there are justices of the peace available 24/7 on call for this purpose. I remember a long time ago, Mother Marshall, as we called her, she was the head justice for City of Toronto, head justice of the peace. She had judge. She was a head judge. Judge? No, she was a judge, not justice of the peace, head justice for the City of Toronto. And we were at the Christmas party, and she went out the back, and she had two coppers there, and she signed a warrant at the back of the Christmas party for whatever it is they needed, because they could justify their request. And things need to be done in a timely manner, especially when lives are at risk. Killer Draconis jumping in with greetings and salutations, and congratulations to him for selling his house, and good luck to you on the offer to purchase your next home. What is this? Okay, going back here. Nicholas threw something in. We'll come back to it. Okay, what do we got? We got... Joey Coker says, those lights that you can hang in your back of your car that say things and stuff, are they legal? Okay, cool. You're not on camera. You're okay. So I'm in an office environment, so people are coming and going. I've just taken over an office. Get out! I'm live streaming. Okay, they're being very kind and letting me use their space. What do we got here? So lights that you can hang in the back of your car that say things and stuff. So a display sign. It's arguable that you're displaying colors that are outside of what's lawful. It's possible that you're distracting other traffic. Has it been acceptable? Like taxis and buses project words. I've seen some that are gestures, like giving people a bird. I think that discretion or the discussion has to determine whether or not that is truly projecting enough to qualify as a projector bulb, or is it simply illuminating so that it is readable or legible? And I think that's going to be the discussion. It's going to be an officer discretion as to whether or not a charge. But could you get charged? You could potentially get charged. I think it would be kind of funny if it was one for giving people the bird. Okay. What time are you facing for fleeing law enforcement? That is going to be a good question. Let's have a look. I've never really looked at this. We can look at the criminal code. See, I don't deal with traffic stuff. I know a lot of the standard answers when it comes to what the potential consequences are, but criminal stuff and failing to is it flee? Let's see here. Let's rather than trying to go through the Criminal Code of Canada, I'm going to have a quick ask to my buddy here. And then I'll verify it. Looking for the charge. Get a hint. Evading police. Okay, section 320.17 of the criminal code. Let's go back to 317. Sorry, 320 sub 17. I think that's what I read. Well, that's great, except it doesn't return any results. So that is not correct. They're saying it's a hybrid offense. It can be prosecuted summarily or by indictment, which means that you could look up to 5 years in prison, 10 years of bodily harm results, life imprisonment if someone is killed. Okay. Oh, I see. There's different sections. So that's if you flee in a vehicle. And then if you flee on foot, would be 129 or 145 sections. Escaping lawful custody or obstructing a police officer, it goes that would work. Are you being arrested? Are you resisting arrest? Was there an assault? Like it gets deep down. So interesting. I've not spent a lot of time reading at it, so you and I were just going through that experience together. I'd have to do some reading to give you a more comprehensive answer, which I will likely end up doing because I'm a geek who now is interested in knowing the answer to your question. At the end of the day, the consequence shouldn't be the motivating factor. At the end of the day, it should be don't run from the police, because we don't play to lose. We play to win, and if you get caught, you're gonna get one on. It's just not worth it. Tyler Anthony, how you doing? He says, "Hi, Sean. Do all tickets get thrown out after 18 months as long as they are as long as the defendant didn't delay court?" It's not I don't think it's an automatic. First of all, you have to make an 11B application to the court and say, I was entitled to my speedy trial and I have not gotten one. And if the justice of the peace agrees with that, because ultimately they have a say in this, so there's a potential of having it thrown out. I don't think anything is guaranteed. However, I think it's likely that it would be thrown out after 18 months if you were not the person who caused the delays. If it was the court process and that you were ready to go every time, then you should have pretty good luck with your 11B application. I was never the applier, the applicant. I was only the person in court going, oh, really, another? Oh, God, I'm hearing that again. Because most people try and drag things out for one reason or another. Okay. Age of the Awesome says, when I was going to the cabin on Highway 11, I saw 3 OPP Harleys riding together. Made me happy. Seeing bikes on the road is always the best thing. And he didn't know they were still in service. Yeah, they have the Golden Helmets Precision Motorcycle Team. The Toronto Police have their... I don't think the drill team is active anymore. I might be wrong. I have to call my buddies. But we used to have the Winged Wheels, which is now just globally the Motor Squad. But there was a precision drill team, and I was a member of that. Really, really fun stuff. I've actually found some videos online. I need to rip them if I haven't already from YouTube, because I'm on video riding, doing some fun stuff on at the Santa Claus parade. Awesomeness. Okay. John says or asks, if someone wanted to become a police officer, could a past driving record be an issue? Could, yes, because how are you supposed to go and enforce laws that you yourself don't have a habit in, following? It's generally a better idea to follow the laws. But if it's dated history, you were a kid, 16 years old, you had some bad driving, you learned from your experiences, now you're 10, 15 years older, and you've changed your ways. You can explain that away. There are people who have had minor juvenile criminal records that have become police officers. Minor criminal records. You have to have a pardon. And when you apply, you have to have no more than 6 demerit points on your license. Now, 6 demerit points could be a careless charge. It could be something like that. It's possible to still be hired with a less than stellar driving record. It's just something you're going to have to articulate and explain your way out of. Queens One Red Eye says, is there a no chase law in place for stopping officers from chasing them? It all depends. So the safety of the public is paramount. And if chasing or making a stop escalates matters and you're pushing someone to do more dangerous things that could result in harm to the person, the public, to the police, to all involved, well, anybody on a police band can call it off. The dispatcher, the supervisor, anyone. The police officer involved. You have to always weigh it. Now, here's the thing. Once you identified a vehicle, you've got enough of a description, then it's an all points vehicle, all points bulletin, right? Everyone's going to hear about it. They're going to be on the lookout for that vehicle. It's just a matter of time at that point. So why chase them and increase risk when we have technology that allows us to hunt them down at home or wherever they may be, or at their next, traffic light? Let them go, and then we catch them later. Faz wants to know, what did you think of Mitch Marner leaving the Toronto Maple Leafs? If I knew who Mitch Marner was, I'd probably have an opinion on it. I don't watch sports, but what do you think of it? I don't have an opinion. John says, thank you. Just little tickets, no points. Appreciate the answer. Right on. Good luck on your journey to becoming a police officer, if that's what you choose. Think of the Toronto Police. I think they're the best thing since sliced bread. And if you want to get more information on applying, then I would suggest you visit www.tps.ca/careers. And they're always looking for people who want to serve their public. It's a wonderful career. I was privileged to become a police officer. Well, first I was an auxiliary officer, then a court officer, then an auxiliary sergeant, then a court supervisor. Finally, trading in all those uniforms and becoming a police officer, and it was the best 25 years of my life. And the best is I was a motor officer. Take an opportunity. Let's see if I can do this elegantly. And I don't have my push button easy stuff. Where's my push button easy stuff? Can I do this? It's gonna be too many buttons. What's going on? I'm gonna screw it up. Put it on top. Diamond and Diamond Lawyers. They are sponsors of this show. They are magical people who want to help you if you need a lawyer to help you. They are helping you already by helping to support this show. They are financially helping me keep the lights on and do what I do, because I am no longer a police officer. I am no longer employed and do this on my own time. And that means there's expenses. And not just because a camera is turn on and go, but there's software subscriptions and internet. And it's just nice to have the support of people who care about your safety and want you to know stuff and things about traffic law and traffic safety. So you end up knowing more, making you a safer rider, driver, person about their business on the road. Anyway, thanks to them. And if you know anybody who wants to support us, you can go to askatrafficcop.ca. You can make a donation. It's a not-for-profit organization called Better Traffic. And you can support directly. You can use Buy Me a Coffee at Voice Over Cop. You can do anything you want. You don't have to do anything, but if you want to, we have the way. And just in case you're interested to know, Ask a Traffic Cop, the website, has links to the shows that we do, has links to our other social media. We're creating more content on there all the time. There are also links to frequently asked products, and they're Amazon links. They're affiliate links. If you want to buy something, a car seat for your kid, you want to buy a window brake, I have links there. If you use them, it does support the show, and it doesn't cost you any more to support the show through those links. So that's a thing. Let's go back and see what's going on in the questions. Okay. I don't know how to read your name. There's a lot of letters and there's no spaces, but says, hello, Mr. Retired Police Officer. Hello back to you. What's going on? Okay. Someone who wants to sell me cheap viewers on Twitch. I'm good. Thanks very much. We want real viewers. We don't want to buy viewers. Okay, what do we got here? We got Nicholas Rizzi. What is a permit? Is it a paid permission from the government to do something an average person isn't allowed to do for the right price? Interesting perspective. I don't know if that's the right way to categorize it, but it kind of sort of is. You're inconveniencing other people generally when you get a permit for something. You're shutting down a road, so you're checking to make sure that you can do whatever you want to do lawfully with, in a controlled environment, with minimal impact on the community. You have to make a application that's complete with how you're going to handle it. You're going to hire a certain number of police officers, paramedics, whatever you're going to be doing has to be done and approved. So it's not just pay to play. I think it's also pay to ensure that you are checked out and made and compliant with all the rules and regulations. But I guess your simplified version works too. What was I going to make a point about? Oh, interesting thing. I wanted to fly my drone in a location that had a NOTAM. NOTAM is a notice to airmen, and it is basically the rules or restrictions saying you can't fly without permission because you're close to an airport, to an aerodrome, you're close to a military installation. Like there's certain rules as a qualified pilot as any pilot you need to know, and there are apps that alert you based on your geolocation, and I think it's really interesting. So I called someone for flight authorization. I wonder how many people actually call and say, "Hey, it says with the head of, head of whatever I was calling, can give authorization to fly. Can I fly?" I haven't had a call back yet, so I was compliant. I did not fly. See, I just gave them free advertising for their scammy stuff. How do I block them. There, we block them. Ooh, I saw an update from Twitter for a whatchamahoo impaired driver. If you got dad jokes, throw them in the chat. I like dad jokes, and Kayla just sent one in. So when we wrap up, we will do that. Heck, okay. The chap or person who said, "Hello, Mr. Retired Police Officer." I said I couldn't read his username. He says, "Call me Heck." Heck works. Okay, Radley has a quick question. He's 18 years old. I say he. I don't know if Radley is. I can't see the picture from here, so my bad. This person says, "I'm 18 years old with a G2 license. I have an actual collision on my record. How much will my collision go up? Sorry, how much will my insurance go up? I've gotten insurance. I haven't gotten insurance on a new vehicle since, and it got cut off." So Radley, I don't know, but I know that if it's an at-fault collision and it was your first one, they may not heavily impact. That depends on what you were charged with and if you were convicted of it. A simple collision may or may not heavily impact your insurance. Now, I'm currently still editing. I got to finish it today. An episode with the Insurance Bureau of Canada. And okay, Radley says it is an at-fault collision. So it could impact your insurance by 20%. It could be more depending on the severity of the charge. I wasn't charged. No one did. And no one was no one was hurt. Well, that's good. So it's a financial hit. It may not impact, but I couldn't say for certain. Insurance companies all treat risk differently, and they could determine that based on that collision that you're a high risk driver now, and they could increase your rates 20 to 100%. Like it's their prerogative what they do. So sadly, I can't give you a really good answer on this. I will say, watch the episode when I post it. It's called The Traffic Jam. It'll be on YouTube. I might simulcast it here on TikTok when the first release. But the whole thing is they talk all about how your record changes your qualifications for different rates. And we get into that, but I'm not qualified to tell you how much it's going to increase. But if you want to put your question into a message or not on the live stream, but actually send me a voicemail, askatrafficcop.ca. You can actually send me a voicemail. I will send it to my friend at the Insurance Bureau of Canada, and we'll put it into our next podcast question bank, because we want to do regular insurance podcast questions, because I think it's such important information, and I want to be able to get you an answer to that question. So askatrafficcop.ca and ask that question on a voicemail, and then we'll play it and respond to it on the next podcast. I'm really excited about this podcast series. Okay. We got a quote. What is this? Nicholas says, let's see. Nicholas says, you mentioned time and time again you love being a cop, but how? How do you love doing a job where people have been countless times rude to police, assault and kill police? What is it about being a hero that made you want to get up every day and still do your job? It got cut off, but I see the rest of it on the side here. That's a very interesting question. There are bad people who don't appreciate police, who want to hurt police. Hell, my buddy was, I'm frozen. Did we lose our connection? Okay. Let me know in the comments, please, if you can still see motion, because I see myself frozen since I put Nicholas's message on the screen. That's a no bueno. Oh, is it? Hang on. That is most definitely a bug. Let's see if we can fix this. Okay. I think we're back. I don't know what failed. I updated the Restream software, and then I went live. And I should never update information just before live. But I'm using a camera I don't normally use for streaming, and that may be the issue too. It was actually at source that it was frozen, so whatever that means. Okay. Boom. So, hey, I'm back. Okay, so back to this. So what made me want to get? So I was saying that there are bad people. But the vast majority of people love the police. That's not, but I wasn't doing it for the love of the public. I was doing it because I love helping people, and I feel very strongly about community service and being out there and being able to help people. It's very, very rewarding. If you're interested in either becoming a police officer or even being an auxiliary officer that is a volunteer position, go to tps.ca/careers. Amazing way to contribute. So I think it's because it's who I am. I don't know. It wasn't that I wanted to go and get spat on, even though I've been spat on. It's not that I wanted to get assaulted, because people have, assaulted me. They ended up going to jail, or at least getting arrested. I don't know what happened in the end, but it's part of who I am. Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that, but other than it's part of who I am. And for anyone who wears a badge and goes out and helps people, you know what I'm talking about. It's not just a job; it's part of who you are. I see. So I'm glad to know now, based on Rizzy's feedback, that it was frozen, but the audio was still coming out. Very cool. Oh, but Akela wasn't having an issue. Interesting. Yesterday was the anniversary of Akela's buddy Jeff Northrop's death, and heroes in life is true. That we have far too many cops who have been killed in the line of duty. It is horrible, and that is something that I don't think I'll ever truly recover from. I have too many friends that I've lost, and too many. Whether they're friends or buddies or acquaintances, a police death is family. It's hard. Okay, we got here. Dylan Dowser says, as a commercial, if I was to get as a commercial, maybe a commercial driver, if I was to get a seatbelt ticket with my personal car, how much will it affect my job? I don't know. I've been told, although I have to confirm this, I've been told that a commercial licensed driver has a greater impact when they're driving their personal vehicle. I don't think that's true. I think you're under that license while you're operating a vehicle in that class, but I'm gonna have to double check. But I don't have an answer for you. I don't know how it'll affect your job, because that's really how your employer will interpret it. If you're still licensed, you're still licensed, and how your employer interprets or treats you differently is going to be up to your employer. How's that AC working now in my truck? I've told it's a compressor. They're still waiting on the compressor. I have not seen my truck. I'm still using my buddy's vehicle. Thank to Rob, who had spare wheels, and that he could loan me for a couple of days. And otherwise, I'd be very stuck without wheels, because I was not planning on renting wheels. That's a lot of money. Renting cars are not cheap. Holy moly. SP, what's going on? SP wants to know if I know why the 401 was shut down yesterday around Kingston. Was that another motorcycle collision? I don't know. I catch bits and pieces of news, but I don't know that one. Oh, videos. It might be the internet connection here. Chef Val says, hi, Sean. Thanks for everything you're doing. Well, thank you, Chef Val. Appreciate the appreciation. Okay. And video sync is slipping a bit. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. Thanks very much. Don't know. Might be assigned to shut it down for the day. Let's see here. We've been going live for 43 minutes. A little bit of a short live, but maybe we'll cut it off here. Oh. Chef Val says this is in regards to the 401 that was shut down at Kingston. Apparently it was a broken down vehicle of some kind. Thank you, Chef Val. Appreciate it. Dylan Dozer. What's your opinion on devices while driving as a commercial driver? I see a lot. It drives me nuts. Nobody should use their device. No cell phones. Even smoking is a distraction, and it has risk, because people ash in the car, set fire to their pants. Bad things happen. Focus on driving. Driving should be the only thing you're doing. Obviously, if you're going to eat something that doesn't distract you, like you're not getting into. I've seen people eat cereal while driving to work. No, if you're going to, have a bite of a granola bar, or you're going to drink a bottle of water or sip your coffee, I got no qualms with that. However, yeah, devices, there's no excuse. I think that we should be impounding vehicles. If you're going to use your vehicle and your device while you're using the vehicle, I think you should lose your license immediately, just like an impaired operation, because those are taking lives. People who are doing dumb stuff behind the wheel are hurting people, are maiming people, are taking them out of the game permanently. It's not okay. Not okay. Cereal for real. Yes, yes. Okay. We have a couple of pinned things. Thank you for the rose, Chef Faust. Much appreciated. Yes, just to let you know, if gifts are received, they go to bettertraffic.ca, which is the Canadian Organization for Better Traffic Safety and Education. It's a not-for-profit in Canada. You're not giving me money; you're giving the organization money, which then makes it all possible to keep doing what I'm doing. The goal one day, is to have school programs, which I'm doing anyway. I'm going and presenting to schools and organizations. I did a number of sessions with the Canadian Armed Forces. We're talking about doing it with some major companies that have a lot of drivers on the road. We want to make the roads safer, and any support is appreciated. Okay, we're going to go into a dad joke. If you got dad jokes, still got time to throw the dad jokes in, but we're going to start wrapping up. Kayla says this one. See. When your girlfriend comes home in a white suit covered in bee stings and smells like honey, you know she's a keeper. I don't have my rim shot button here, but that's all right. I like it. Kayla sends a quote. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. Charlie Chaplin. I'll read that again. Nothing is permanent in this wicked world, not even our troubles. That's some positivity with a spin of. I appreciate it. That's a good one. I like that. When people are having a tough time, know that it's not all tough times. Nothing is permanent. Kayla wants me to let them know when I'm in Brampton Way. Yes, I need to make it out there. Or if we meet up near Shannonville Racetrack. Cool. Okay. What else we got here? What is it? Appeal. Why? Apparently, I was restricted for some reason. I got a notification. I'm going to send that to the fine folks at TikTok. Chef Fowles likes the TikToks, and thank you very much for the Chef Fowles sent more roses. You're awesome. Chef Fowles says Gary told me about you. Gary, like motor Gary with the Toronto Police Motor Squad. If so, give him a hug for me. Actually, I gotta reach out to him and say, hey, it's been too long. All right, we got Kayla who says, stay safe. Remember, don't have a good day. Have a great day. That is good advice. It is his regular sign off, and that will be my sign off. I will be back on. My dad. Gary's not my dad. Throw me a curveball. I am going to be back. The plan is for next Tuesday for After Dark, so 9 p.m. Tuesday. We were going to go live last night, and then A, I was exhausted, and B, it was Canada Day, so I put out a message saying, hey, does anybody really want to talk traffic? I got a bunch of people who said, spend time with your family. We're going to spend time with ours. I thought that was good advice. But next Tuesday, I will be on live streaming 9 p.m. on Tuesday, and then back again Wednesday for 10 a.m. live stream. Now, if anyone's wondering why am I only doing this once a week right now, it's summertime, trying to be out and about more, trying to create more content. And I have been going out with the drone. We're analyzing different intersections. If you've got an intersection that you think I should spend time at, either send me a voicemail at askatrafficcop.ca or go and comment on the video where I'm asking people to tell me where I should be spending time recording people who aren't following the rules. The goal is to analyze what the issue is and also identify problems. So I'm going to be on the ground recording the ground version with a bird in the air, recording the intersection and the movement to give you some interesting perspectives as we analyze what's going on and possibly identify some a-holes. Have a great day. Stay safe, everybody. And we will be back in the not too distant future to spend more time with you. Have a great one.